King Charles has chosen to rule as Charles III following the tragic death of his mother, the Queen. However, there is dark royal history associated with his new moniker, a leading constitutional expert has explained. Queen Elizabeth II died aged 96 at Balmoral on Thursday, Buckingham Palace announced in a statement. Britain's longest-serving monarch has been succeeded on the throne by her firstborn son Charles, who has taken the name King Charles III. The new king met the Prime Minister Liz Truss yesterday before addressing the nation in a broadcast last night. At 10 a.m. today, King Charles will be proclaimed at the Accession Council at St. James's Palace, before the principal proclamation takes place at 11 a.m. As the Queen's son prepares to reign as King Charles III, the dark royal history behind his choice of name has been analysed by Dr. Robert Morris from University College London's Constitution Unit. The constitutional expert explains some of the negative connotations around the name Charles due to the new king's previous two namesakes. Speaking to Express.co.uk about the succession, he said, "One of them had his head chopped off. The personal conduct of the second one wasn't anything to write home to your granny about. But the Stuart dynasty was not one of our most successful, you could say. Some people will remember it, and it's a reason why he might have considered using a non-Stuart name, as it were. But on the other hand, he's been known as Charles all his particularly long life so far." Dr. Morris added that the 73-year-old monarch may have opted to stick with his existing name due to the new king being a little bit older. Charles I, who was also known as Charles Stuart, was a hugely controversial figure, not least due to his tendencies to rule without the support of Parliament, which he dissolved on several occasions. He was eventually beheaded after being found guilty of treason and described by the court as a tyrant, traitor, murderer and public enemy. The king's successor, his son Charles II, fared slightly better, with one of his main achievements being the founding of the Royal Observatory, Britain's first state-funded scientific research institution. However, the king's reign was still checkered like that of his father, due to a secret deal he signed with King Louis XIV of France, his offer to convert to Catholicism and other shady activities. Dr. Morris claimed that there were plenty of options available to King Charles should he have wanted to distance himself from history. He said, "He does have a choice over that. He had rather a lot of Christian names to consider, as it were." The king, whose full name is Charles Philip Arthur George, is not the first monarch in British royal history to change their name. Queen Elizabeth II's father adopted the name George as king due to his real name Albert being unofficially banned because Queen Victoria did not want any future royals to steal the limelight from her husband. Dr. Morris said, his great-grandfather, who became Edward VII, had always been known as Albert. But he decided that Edward was for him, and so that was his regular name. And in a way it's one of the few open choices that a new king has. The constitutional expert explained that the king will make clear his decisions very quickly at his first meeting of the full Privy Council. Describing the expected timeline of events after a monarch dies, he said, "Ideally, there will be a meeting of the Accession Council in the morning of the next day, if not on the day itself. And then almost immediately afterwards, there will be a proper Privy Council meeting without all the non-Privy Councillors attending, and it will be his first proper Privy Council." Unlike many other elements of the royal succession, Charles maintains control over his name, according to Dr. Morris. Asked if there are any protocols around a new monarch's choice of name, the expert said, "Well, no. It is a very personal matter and it's not something that's forced upon him. He wouldn't be obliged to talk to the Prime Minister about it. I don't think he would, but he might.